knew you'd be around here soon enough. Get in here, come on. They can never stay away. Welcome into my humble little kingdom. This is where all the magic happens. It's so wonderful to have you here. I hope you're okay with incense. We like to keep things fragrant in this household. It looks kind of small, looks, pretty cozy from the inside, but we're working with a lot of zones here. There are a lot of little magical moments that happen in small different parts of just come on here, I'll show you. So this is probably where I spend, 75% of my time in this place. This is the area that I've curated the most particularly. It's where all of my music happens. This is where I record all of my social media stuff, and so many songs have been written right here on this keyboard. All my live streams, they all happen here. Oh my gosh, this is where I do everything. I mean, I have my meetings with my producer, Mr. David Bashford, and we'll just go on 4-hour sessions where we're just trying out a jillion different snare samples. We do have a healthy rotation. I like to keep a pretty equal 33, 33, 33 on shower water, tub water, hose water, just to keep my immune system guessing. I kind of figure as long as I'm smarter than this, I will always win. I never really thought that I would end up making so much music from a basement so far up north in this state, Washington, but I was in California before this, and I was a programmer in Silicon Valley. I was just at a startup, and I was working 50-hour weeks, and I just felt so safe, and I felt so sheltered. I wanted some patina on me, Seeing what light I could shed on areas of the artistic world that they hadn't peeked at yet, Sorry, I get very philosophical when you get a little pumpkin spice in me. It's treated me well, Lots of room for stickies, and that's really my top priority. Lots of room for ribbons, lots of room to think in this place. It does get a little dark, but so do I, so. So this right here, let me show you, is maybe my favorite shelf in all of my house. It's not something that they ever prepare you for mentally whenever you start putting music out in the world, that some people are going to decide it is well worth their time to create a custom Spence Hood pop vinyl and put it in custom Spence Hood packaging and send it to you. I could not believe the energy that went into this. I don't even like kind of getting it out of there because it feels like a relic to me. So this is one of my favorite things in the world. Unbelievable gift. I've been sent wacky bottles of wine. These were really cool. There was a gal up in Canada who is a tea master. She works at this little tea shop, and her job is blending unique blends of tea for people that come in. And she reached out to me and she said, Spence, do you want to make a shower water blend? Because I'm a huge proponent of guzzling while you're sudsing. And so I said, absolutely, I want to do that. It was involved, let me tell you. And I was just blown away. There's been just some of the fan art that's been done of me is absolutely insane. There was an illustrator that I met at one of my first open mics here in Seattle when I first moved here a little over 4 years ago. And she was just drawing, I just noticed her drawing, some people kind of in the bar sitting around really loosely. Got to chatting with her, wonderful gal. And much to my surprise, after I hopped off of stage, she flagged me down and she said, Spence, before you go, I made this for you. And I just have treasured it so much. I love her style. I can't say much about this, but let's just say I have some homework right now for a project I've been hired to work on, which involves children's books. That's all I'll say. So this wall is probably the thing that takes the most finesse when explaining to people who have never been to my apartment before. These are just kind of thoughts that I've had about everything and anything in the world. I think particularly whenever I started seeing people react on a larger scale to my art, I just started thinking a lot about the responsibilities I have as an artist, as a capital A artist, And yeah, it just kind of started off as like 2 or 3 stickies, and then it sort of turned 30 and then 50, and then it kind of exploded into the ceiling and into other walls, and now I have things hanging all over the place in this apartment. Oh, this is a fun one. The car tire was flat. I got a flat tire 6 months ago or something. It says, car tire is flat. This is a weird universe growth moment, but that makes it all the cooler. The more I can train myself to frame my world as everything is being done for me, not to me, oh, that's when things start to get interesting. So yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of my place. I had a big pile of these. I didn't really know what to do with them, but I wanted to challenge myself to display them in such a way that would kind of force me to own them around the people in my life. So I figured, well, when you make a wallpaper out of something, and it's one of the first things they're gonna come over and start reading your thoughts. And so for me, it was just a really good practice in standing by all my thoughts and not being ashamed and not feeling like I have to curate my real life in the way that sometimes it feels like you have to curate your digital life. Either they think I'm crazy, which is not the worst thing in the world, or they say, hey, that's kind of cool, but now I know he has back pain, and maybe I'll get him some Tylenol next time I come around. I think if you're gonna be an artist, a capital A artist, you've gotta be okay with some crazy. And this is just how my crazy started, so whatever. That is not all, don't you worry. We have also a full box here of yet to be judged stickies that I've written. So every once in a while, I'll sit here at night and I'll just kind of go through these. It's a lot of work being a human. Having a brain, man, you gotta clock in a lot of hours. Let's see, what does this one say? Ooh, here we go. You look me dead in the eye and tell me if you actually, godforsaken, could be one of the greats. The gloves are off now. This, I photoshopped myself into a GQ article, and the headline reads, is Spence Hood inventing a new music genre right before our very eyes? A closer look at the theatrical pop artist that everyone's talking about. This was before I knew that Daisy was going to get popular enough to merit a vinyl run, and so my thinking was like, well, I can't make vinyls because they're so expensive, but I can at least make like a vinyl-sized poster and maybe that'll be cool. Little did I know we would go on and sell a bunch of vinyls for it. Monet is an individual I have a lot of respect for, and I've kind of become fascinated with in my 20s. He just wanted to go out to the same snowy field, just painting out in the cold with his decrepit little fingers, but he was so dedicated to capturing the way that natural daylight played upon nature. And that was it, and that, like, full stop. And it's so cool that we have proof that you can spend a lifetime getting good at that narrow lane. So it's kind of a way of giving back to the community of art that built you up in the first place, you know? And a little NYC, just because someday I imagine Hannah and I will live somewhere on one of these floors. Sorry, I'm just sending a text to my producer, David Bashford, saying congratulations, because So You Want to Marry Daisy just this morning passed 3 million streams on Spotify, which is just, we never thought we would be where we are right now. So I just gotta say, congrats to him. These flowers are very important to me. These were props that we used on the set of the Clover Season music video that I filmed last summer. And it's where I met our lovely camera woman. She's very quiet right now. She's not gonna mess up the audio, but she has the most beautiful smile. And these remind me of her. And she has done more than she realizes to encourage me to live my life in the kind of open way that leads me to post all of my journaling thoughts on my wall as wallpaper. So a couple years ago, I wanted to film a music video with puppets in it. And like any young, starving artist, I wasn't about to pay some professional who knew how to actually make these not look like garbage monsters. I was just gonna learn how to do it myself, because we have YouTube and we have the will to survive. So I made Miss Maureen here. Very proud of her. Do not ask me how long it took to take this little puppet. And I just found this beautiful, sparkly, more shimmery, I guess, fabric at Hobby Lobby whenever I was trying to figure out how to make her. And there was a little bit of spare. Pinned this bad boy up and keeps me humble, you know? Keeps me focused. Keeps me nourished. Some people make fun of me for this, but I know you'll understand. When you move into an apartment that doesn't have very much shelving and you have duct tape, I don't want to hear anybody snicker at this, okay? If you got a bone to pick, you gotta pick it with side. I have to show you my proudest achievement of this entire apartment. So there's a war going on between myself and the cat that lives upstairs. Her name's Rosie. And so we had this door installed to keep her out of this area. The problem is, she just figured out she can just paw this thing open anytime she wants. But she didn't realize who the frick she was up against. Because not if I put a tension rod down here and I tie 2 strings and then rope them up into a pulley system which allows me to lock this door from the inside. Let me demonstrate. I'm leaving. I close the door shut. She thinks, this idiot, I'm just gonna paw it open. Well, not if I use my little system here. Pull that rod taut, slam, slam, and we once again have proven to the feline race that we are in charge. So this is where the sparks fly, people. I don't know what to tell you. This is where all the magic goes down. I know you're very busy. You probably gotta get out of here. I have many songs to write, many puppets to build. So I'll bid you adieu. But hey, thanks for stopping by. And let's do this again in, 12 to 13 years.